What's up, MD? This is Mike Van Wyck. I'm training here at System Fitness in Toronto, Ontario. I'm about 2 weeks out from the New York Pro, my first pro show. Got my pro card last year at the Canadian Nationals after 5 years of competing in bodybuilding. Prior to that, I played football at the University of Rhode Island for 5 years as a starter on the defensive line. And after my career was over there, I just got into my true passion, which was bodybuilding, something I always loved, and the rest is ongoing history. So right now, guys, I'm weighing in at about 287 tonight. As I said, I'm 2 weeks out from the show. This year in the off season, I got up to as high as 305, but in the past I've gone up as high as almost 320 at some points. This year, staying in condition off season has really helped me maintain my quality and condition coming into the show. All my training that I do and all the training I've done thus far in terms of bodybuilding in Canada has been thanks to the guidance of my trainer Darren Oliver, who I'm going to pass the mic to now, tell you a little bit more about our training style and our philosophies of training.
Hi, my name is Darren Oliver. I'm Mike Van Wyck's trainer, and met Mike in the gym that I was working at here in Toronto a little over 4 years ago, and it was pretty much a corporate gym, so I wasn't expecting Mike to come in. And Mike was sitting in the chair, slumped over a little bit, and I looked at him and I told him to sit up straight. And then brought him onto the floor, and as I do with most of the big guys, made him pick up something off the floor, and then told him to do it again and again and again, until I stopped him and said, "Here, this is how you do it correctly." And then he said, I said, "Look, I'll come into the gym and I'll train you a couple of times." And he said, "How about you train with me?" So I said, "All right," dust off the old gloves and stuff, even though I don't wear gloves. But and we went in, and I saw Mike's determination and his passion, and some really natural, just we call it man muscle, real muscle. Just the way he moved the weights and his attitude in the gym, and it was just a match made in heaven. We started our first show. We went to. He had competed before, as he had said, in the States a bit, and then when he came to Canada, we did our first level show, Mississauga, and we came in and we smoked that show, and then we went through to the Ontarios and we won that, and then last year was our first try at the Nationals. So what we said is we're going to prepare as hard as we can. We knew a couple of the guys who were going to be there, and we went there, and the blessings held that we won that show. When we won that show, it got us to where we are right now, getting ready for the New York Pro. Mike's decision was, "Look, D, I've got my pro card. No one's going to take it away from me. Let's go into a real show, a big man show where the people, where at least I can get noticed and work hard for that." So understood that. As a trainer, you always want your guy to wait till he's Mr. Olympia to compete. And the way Mike's going, it sure looks that way. So right now we're about 2 weeks out, as Mike said. We're keeping the weight on as he's coming down into condition, so we did it really slowly. We take a really common sense approach to dieting and to training, stuff that makes sense to us that we do over a long period of time. Our exercises have everything to do with physiology, kinesiology, rehab. Everything is in there. It's even in the posing. We make sure that exercise we do is going to transfer into the pose. We try not to really waste any movements or motions. If you watch Mike on the video, you'll know that for a big guy, he's probably one of the smoothest guys you've ever seen in the gym. You don't hear any clanging, banging. Every ounce of effort is focused in on the intensity at hand. And it's been just a really great trip with Mike so far. So we're looking at around 287 right now. We're not going to say the exact weight we're going to want to come in at, but we're going to kind of want to come in and make a definite impact on the big boy scene. And Mike's got the body parts to do it for sure, and the attitude, and things are going really well right now. We had our game plan about 4 months out, and there's been minimal changes to it. It's gone so well that pretty much everything's on key, and now it's just time to land that big plane in New York City, see how it does. So looking forward to it. Looking back at the Nationals, which of course we were happy with the outcome. Mike did get his pro card. And as a trainer, looking back at those pictures and knowing what we had that time, It was the Nationals, so there was another gentleman that we knew was the favorite at the time, and we knew we needed to outcondition him, so we made sure that Mike was as dry and as lean as possible. We figured that if he came in stage at 260 with some ripped glutes, we'd have a chance. As I looked at those pictures, thinking about our future pro shows, a couple things stood out to me that I'd known for a while. Mike being fairly tall as a bodybuilder, almost and around 6 feet tall, needs a lot of volume. So the key of this year was to blow out the proportions a little bit. So even though Mike had very strong delts and a strong back and strong arms, I felt that they weren't, to use a term, blown enough. So our whole thought of coming down as we were dieting was to bring up the muscle volume as we came down through our style of training and through our diet. We wanted to make sure that Mike's pumps in the gym were bigger than they ever were as the show came forward. So we knew that if we're going to make an impact in the pro stage, we can't come down like we did in the Nationals, that we were going to come up.
Coming from a football background, my training style in the past was kind of barbaric in the sense that we just loaded the weight on as much as you could and tried to move it as many times as you possibly could. And after moving here to Canada and really meeting with Darren and sitting down with him and getting to know exactly how things should be done in terms of just head position, hand position, hip position, everything needed to be changed. And once all those things came into place and the mechanics slowly started to develop, and they're still developing over time, my physique's just gotten better by leaps and bounds. So, I mean, coming from the background I came from, I would have never been able to achieve the type of physique I have now, just because I probably would have headed right for an injury, torn pec or a torn whatever. And since I met Darren, thank God, knock on wood, I've been fairly injury-free. There's just been little dings here and there, nothing that we couldn't get over. But ever since I've met him, just even in terms of just keeping your head position down, or torquing your hand to the left or to the right a little bit, or shifting your hip back, or keeping the position of your eye position where your focus point is, everything's changed and everything's just become so much easier and so much smoother for me. So a couple exercises that were really changed by his techniques were, one would be the bench press. I used to always let my head pop up when I'd bring the bar down close to me. I'd be coming towards the bar with my head, whereas now I kind of pin my head down to the bench and my chin down and let the chest rise up instead of dropping the chest as the bar comes close, which has really expanded my rib cage and lifted my sternum up a little higher. So before I just let the weight fall and try and push it up, I really wasn't thinking about how I got it up. I just shoved the thing up as hard as I could. Also on just different back exercises, there's too many to even count, but I mean, on things like dumbbell rows, I used to just pick up a dumbbell and just row it for the sake of rowing it. I really didn't have an area I was targeting. I always felt my lats really well, but I didn't really know what part of my lat I was feeling. I just felt my lat working. And when I met Darren, he noticed that I had pretty much zero lower lat. I wasn't activating it at all when I pulled, so it just changed the hand position and the angle of the body, and really focused on pulling lower, grabbing the weight with the lower lat, and maybe not have as much range of motion, but the focus and the concentrations on the area that's needed the most. This is it for my back workout. Been really excited to have Robbie come up to Canada and film us. All the guys he's come up to film. Feel honored to have MD in the gym with me and really taking an interest in what I'm doing. Tomorrow we're going to hit chest, and we're going to move some weight for you guys, show you what real heavy weight looks like moved in good form, and we'll see you tomorrow.